Okay, come on. If you
Okay,
want to start from the top.
yeah, we'll start from the top. Ready?
Hmm.
Okay. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to You Be the Judge, where I am your host, Charlie, aka Tukey, and my co host.
I'm Diamond. I'm Geometric Bananas.
So, this is a podcast where we discuss other people's drama, and you must defend the party you're assigned to the best of your ability according to the coin flip. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with today's episode.
You be the judge right now. You can be the judge right now. You be the judge.
Here comes the judge.
You be the judge right now. Come on now and be the judge.
Well, looks like we got quite a bit of good stories today, so I'm pretty excited for this.
Yeah, we really do.
Yeah, you went out and you found some pretty good ones for today. So let's go ahead and get started. I mean, let's get this first one going. Go ahead, take it away.
Okay. Am I the... gosh. Okay, I'm going to have to cut that out.
Already, like we haven't even started. You haven't even started reading yet, and you already tripped up on your reading.
Okay.
I mean, I know we can't read,
It's because we didn't pre-type it
but
out.
you didn't even attempt to read it, and you already stumbled. How is that even possible?
Okay. All right.
Come on, you can do this. FOR for continue.
Am I in the wrong for calling the police on my husband after I found out that he was hiding my son's motorcycle? I got my son a $7,000 motorcycle for his 18th birthday this past June. My son is obsessed with automobile and loves motorcycles. In his room, he has plenty of models and posters of motorcycles of all types. His biological dad passed away when he was just 12. Now I'm married to my current husband and he has kids of his own. My husband has always been against my son's interest in motorcycles. He thinks I'm encouraging him to be reckless, distracting him from school, and by extension, his future, and spoiling him and blowing away money by spending $7,000 on a motorcycle. This caused some tension between him and my son, so I told him to stop complaining about it. Around 2 weeks ago, my son's motorcycle went missing. We opened a police report, but nothing came out of it. It just disappeared. My husband had a smirk on his face the entire time, just walking around saying, I told you so. You just wasted your money. This was unbearable to hear, to be quite honest. My mother-in-law visited a few days ago. She was talking about the other house my husband owns and mentioned seeing a motorcycle, one that's similar to the one that we lost in my husband's. Okay, sorry, the way that she wrote this. One that's similar to the one that we lost in my husband's garage while she was cleaning it. She goes to clean that house weekly even though it's empty. My husband plans on giving it to his kids as an inheritance. I was puzzled. I asked if she was certain, but she showed me a picture. Oh gosh. But she showed me a photo she took of it, which
I'm rooting for you. I really am. I'm really rooting for you. You got this.
Gosh, these people need to learn how to type. I was
And we need
puzzled.
to learn how to read.
I really need to learn how to read. I was puzzled. I asked if she was certain, but she showed me a photo she took of it, which confirmed that it was indeed my son's motorcycle. I immediately rushed to call my husband and confront him about it. He admitted that he took and hid the motorcycle in his garage as a last resort after me and his stepson kept brushing him and his thoughts off about the $7,000 being spent on something unnecessary and that could cause issues. I blew up at him, demanding he return it. He refused and told me he had been considering selling it and giving me the money back so I could use it wisely this time. I told him I was serious and that I'd call the police. He literally said, this is a family matter and cops can't do anything about it. I had enough. I called the cops as soon as I ended the call with him. The motorcycle was found and returned, but my husband had to be taken in since there was an open file about the motorcycle going missing. He was let go eventually, but he was livid with me. He came home yelling about how awful what I did was and how crazy my behavior was. I refused to engage in the argument, but he told his entire family about it and they judged me for calling the police on my own husband, even though I already asked him to return it. He said he was just looking out for my son and that one day we'll realize that he was right, but only when it's too late. My son isn't speaking to me or my husband. I feel horrible about the whole situation, and I'm starting to think I handled this the wrong way. Am I in the wrong?
Ooh,
Words are
that's
hard, okay?
that's a
That's what I
bit
gotta say.
touchy. Well, yeah, definitely. And, the illiteracy also plays a part too, in my opinion. But I mean, this is a pretty touchy story. This is a very touchy story, so this is gonna be fun to debate with you.
Yeah.
All right, shall we get the coin flip going?
You know what? I may not be able to read, but you can't talk either.
What do you mean? What did I say wrong?
You're stuttering on your words.
It's called a lisp. I was born with this? Wow. Thanks a lot for that one. Nothing I could do about that one, but you can learn how to read, you know.
Hey, you know what? You don't know, man. You don't know.
All right, I'm flipping the coin now.
Okay.
You got heads, so you're defending the poster.
Ding.
Ding. All right, so I mean, it's your turn, so let's go ahead, get the timer going, and go.
Okay, so I'm defending the poster, which is the wife. And you know what? I'm gonna come right out and say it. This bike was bought. Let me see. I got my son for his 18th birthday. Okay, so they got it. Never mind. I was gonna
You're
say
not gonna reread it again, are you?
no, no, no.
Jeez.
I was gonna double check to see when he got the bike because if they got it before she got married, he shouldn't have anything to say about it. But it looks like they got it when they were already married. So, but you know what? I'm still gonna say that if the kid is 18, the dad has no right to, or the stepdad has no right to take the bike from the house, to hide it, and act like if when they filed the police report that it went missing, to be like, oh well, I told you so, I knew this would happen, when in reality he's the one that hid it, he's the one that took it. He stole it from his 18-year-old stepson. That is stealing. So for him to go in there and say, you know what, I'm just doing this for his own good, it was causing issues, so no. That's acting childish. You go in there, act like a man and talk with your wife over it. Don't go and hide it. And besides, how is he going to explain the money to her? Because he told her that he was going to sell it and give her the money back. So how was he, if he was planning on not telling her this whole time that he was hiding the bike, how is he going to explain, oh, here, I feel bad for you guys, here's $7,000? I'm pretty sure based off how this guy sounds that would have not been believable. So no, he is definitely in the wrong for trying to control something that a legal adult has. That is by law stealing.
You done?
Yes.
All right, so a lot of things with your point, and I'm gonna start off by hitting this a little closer to home. How long have I wanted a motorcycle for?
Oh, since we were teenagers.
And you've refused to let me, and yes, I'm gonna say this on podcast for everybody to hear, put our business out there for everybody to hear. You have
Part of it.
refused to what? Let me get a motorcycle, yes or no?
I wouldn't say that I refuse to let you. I would
Mhm.
say that I have made it very, very well known that I would not be happy if you got one.
I'm pretty sure you saying, and I quote, "You are not getting a motorcycle," is not letting me, okay?
Okay,
And
but
not strongly whatever you said.
okay, but there is a difference when I say it like that. There's a difference of
Mhm.
it's kind of like saying, okay, no, you are not going to take that picture of me. Meaning, like, I obviously can't force you to not take a picture of me. If you're going to do it, then okay, but I'm letting you know I'm not happy about it. Or
And why is that? Why have I not gotten a motorcycle to this day?
uh, I'm assuming because I've told you that I wouldn't be happy if you didn't get, if
But
you,
why? Give me
wait,
a reason why.
hold on, wait, words are hard.
No, no, I need a reason. You can't
Hold
read, you
on.
can't talk. So what's the reason? Tell me. Tell me, why wouldn't you let me get a motorcycle?
No, I cannot control what you do.
Okay, but you have an opinion, and clearly it's a strong one. So
Yeah.
why is that?
Why would I not be happy if you got one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, for a couple reasons. Reason number one, they're dangerous.
Okay.
You could use the argument as, oh, so are cars. Cars kill people, because of accidents and all that. Okay, but at least there's a barrier around you. If you're in
Mm-hmm.
a motorcycle, it's just the bike under you.
Mm-hmm.
You
Correct.
can the chances of you dying in an accident are a lot higher in a motorcycle than if they are in a car.
Mm-hmm.
Say that you don't even die. You can get really, really badly injured.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
I'm not saying this just because of you're my husband. I love you. You've been my best friend since
Mm-hmm.
I was 15 years old. I don't want to lose you. I don't want to see anything happening to you. And even more so now, we have 2 children.
Exactly. Now, when somebody when two people get married and there's children in the equation, you're obviously inheriting these kids as
I also want to just
to
say
be
for
your
the
own.
record. Hold on. I just want to say also for the
Hold
record.
on,
That was
hold on.
no, 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 no. That was just one reason. I didn't even give my second reason.
Okay, so I'll use your first reason for now.
Okay.
Um, so now I just said that this when two people get married, right? So she had her kids of her own, he had kids of his own. Uh, you're inheriting these kids, no matter how you paint the picture, right? So
Right,
you're
right.
raising these kids as now you being the father, and sadly, tragically, this kid's father died when he was 12. So this guy is now taking on the role of the father to try to guide this kid and be protective of him and protect his life the way you so said about me not getting a motorcycle. So this guy's just coming from a loving perspective, and she called the cops on him for caring too much about her son. Now, the question asked here is, am I in the wrong for calling the police on my husband? You called the cops on your husband because he cared too much for your son.
He thinks I'm encouraging him to be reckless,
Hmm.
distracting him from school and by extension his future, and spoiling him and blowing away money by spending $7,000 on a motorcycle.
And that says something because usually 99.99999% of the time, it's the men being the reckless ones. Guilty. I've been there, done that. I've had my fair share of recklessness myself, and I 100% agree that it's usually the guys. So that being said, if this guy is saying, "Whoa, hold up, you're being a little too reckless," maybe there's something about this kid's personality that the mom doesn't see yet. Maybe he's caught this teen doing things like, "Okay, you know what? Maybe this kid should not be having a motorcycle because I know the kind of personality he has, and he's doing it to protect him." Granted, that little smirk may have come off a little wrong, right? Because now you're now you're kind of it looks like you're scheming, but ultimately the whole
Which he was.
which he was. Ultimately, he was. But what was the reason he was scheming for? It was to protect her son from doing something dumb. Again, the post does not go into the type of personality that this kid has. So for all we know, is this guy was protecting the kid from himself. He's 18, and you said he's legally an adult, which let's call it for what it is. Mentally, you're not an adult at 18 years old. I definitely was not. I'm 36 now, and I'm still not. You know what I mean? But still, at 18, you seek a certain type of adrenaline rush that you seek that next level of thrill, and I know that, and I speak of that from experience. So that being said, again, we don't know this kid's personality that would have caused a dad to want to say, "I'm going to protect him from himself, and if I have to, even from you too." So, are we really going to punish the dad, the husband here, for caring too much to the point where
I
we're going to put him in jail because he wanted to make sure that this kid lives a good, full life without being having his life taken? Um, Another story. One time when I was leaving college, the true story right here. I don't think I've ever told you about this before, actually. Um, when I was leaving, remember when I went to UTI for automotive?
Yes.
Okay, when I was leaving the parking lot, a buddy of mine was right next to me on his motorcycle, got rear-ended right next to me. I saw this kid fly 20 to 30 feet in the air. I don't think I've ever told you that story.
And
Uh,
you still want a bike.
I still do. But again, I was what, 21, 22 when that happened? No, I think a little bit
No,
younger
because
than
we
that.
weren't married yet.
Correct. Yeah, so I was a little bit younger. Now, and I still wanted a bike. So that tells you the type of personality us guys have, right? We seek that next thrill, that next adrenaline rush. So unless we know what type of personality we're dealing with here, this husband was just trying to protect this kid from himself and his mom. Again, legally he didn't have the entitlement to, but morally he definitely had the entitlement to.
It doesn't sound like he was doing this like for the best interest and safety of his stepson. It sounds like he was doing it because when you're married, a majority of the time the finances are shared. It
Correct.
sounds more like he was just upset that his wife went and spent $7,000 on a motorcycle that he didn't approve of.
Okay. Now,
Because it says right here, spoiling him and blowing away money by spending $7,000 on a motorcycle.
again, we don't know the situation of the kid, right? We don't know his personality. We don't know anything about this. But it says right here, yeah, and this is a part that kind of tells me that this husband was looking out for the son's best interest. It says that he was just looking out for his son, and that one day will realize that he might be right, but only when it's too late. And that all it takes is that one split moment, that one split second of something going wrong to go back and say, I screwed up. I should have never let him have the bike. You were right. Right? So he went in with the intention of saying, one day, hopefully it doesn't happen, but one day you may have to say, like, crap, I screwed up. I should not have got on that bike.
Okay, well that's the second point that I was going to tell you,
Mhm.
is that the second reason why I am very much against you getting a bike. I cannot control whether you get a bike or not. All I can do is
Mhm.
tell you, you know what, babe, I'm not comfortable with you having a bike. But
Mhm.
you are a grown man. And since we became boyfriend and girlfriend, never have I ever been the type to boss you around and tell you, no, you are going to do what I say. I have never been that type. So I would never tell you, no, I forbid you to get a motorcycle. But I will tell you, okay, I would be really unhappy if you went and got it, but obviously I can't keep you from doing it. But
But it's out of a place of love, right?
of course,
So would you call the cops on me for buying a bike?
would I call the cops on you for buying a bike? No,
Yeah.
because that
So
is your
this
bike.
girl,
But
yeah,
this
but
is
she,
not his bike.
but he was just doing it to protect the
There's
the
other ways to
kid.
do it. There's other ways to do it than to be scheming about it. When he sees them filing the police report, knowing that he's the one that took it, that's wasting the cop's time and, risking that when he eventually got caught, that he was going to have to pay some sort of fine to the cops for wasting their time.
Well, on that note, we're gonna have to let the judges decide because we are actually at 12 minutes and 50, almost 13 minutes. Somehow the timer got caught behind some papers and my Word document here. So I didn't notice the time, but we're at 13 minutes. So
Oh man.
we're gonna let the crowd decide, and please let us know, judges. Let us know what you guys think, and post it on Instagram, Twitter, uh, all the other ones, all the other social medias ever. Let us know what you guys think. Give us your thoughts, your opinions. But my personal opinion is that this one could really be, in my opinion, a 50-50 because if he genuinely had this kid's best interest at heart, then I can't blame him for being a loving parent. Uh, but at the same time, it's not your money. If you're keeping your finances separate, it's ultimately his decision because he is of legal age. But that's just my thoughts.
My thoughts are pretty much the same as the stance that I took. I do understand as step parent, not step parent, as a parent, period. Especially if you raise this kid, for a long time. You're just worried about him.
Hmm.
And I get that. And the second point that I was going to say is we have a very, very close family friend who means the world to our family.
Yeah.
And he had a horrible accident with his motorcycle. We almost lost him.
Hmm.
And that, he's
I
dad's
remember.
yeah, he's my dad's best friend. And it doesn't just affect the person.
It's disheartening.
It affects family and it affects friends. So I get why he was saying, you're encouraging him to be reckless, and where he says right here, you're gonna hear my words when it's too late. I get that.
Yeah, you kidding me? If I had a bike, I'd go 140 all the way to Vegas.
Yeah, if you had a bike, that'd be a scary thought. But but my point is that he went about it the wrong way. There's
Hmm.
so many other ways that he could have gone about this rather than taking it, hiding it, watching them file the police report, waiting so long, to say something and then tell her, "Oh, I'm going to sell it and just give you the money."
Now, I think he called her bluff. I don't think he knows that the cops were actually called or that a report was actually filed. Um, from what it says here, it says that she called the cops right after hanging up with him. But we're a bit of a time constraint here now, so I'm gonna have to move us on to the next story. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, judges, let us know what you guys think, and please give us different point of views and give us your thoughts. All right. So, second story. Here we go. It is, am I in the wrong for not going outside to see my husband's family when they showed up unannounced, or when they show up unannounced? I, 26-year-old female, and my husband, a 26-year-old male, and I have been married for almost 2 years. His family are a very close knit group, and although they are very kind and giving, it can also be overbearing in my opinion. I grew up very differently. My family isn't near as close or overbearing. Well, his family likes to show up to our house unannounced. This usually happens about once a month, and it's usually on a Sunday. I personally find myself I personally find this very rude to show up to someone's house whenever you want and not say anything to them. On Sundays, I don't usually get ready. The house is a wreck. I don't usually, I don't have a bra or makeup on. I don't I don't fix my hair because it's my day to relax. So when they just show up, I have to fly through my butt to get dressed, put on my bra, run a brush through my hair, etc. It's his dad, mom, and sister, and I don't want to look like crud in front of them. I'm also not comfortable with them. Maybe it's because I grew up differently. Recently, I stopped doing that. I just don't even go outside anymore to say hi to them because I simply don't want to. I don't want to fly through my butt. I don't want to see them. I didn't know or ask them to come over, so I don't want to go out of my way to say hi for 20 seconds. This may make me the a-hole, but I feel like it's hard to tell them. It's hard to tell me, but I feel like it's what? Hold on. This person wrote it weird.
Hold on.
Hold
Hold
on.
up.
Hold up. Hold on.
Hold up.
Hold on. I'm almost there.
Hold
This
on.
may make me the a-hole, but I feel like it's that hard. See, that they wrote it wrong. But I feel like it's
Oh,
not that hard.
hold on. Wait. So when I read it, I'm illiterate. But when you read it, they wrote it wrong.
They did. Look, it says, but I feel like it's that hard to tell me when you're coming over. What it should be is, but I feel like it's not that hard to tell me that you're coming over. Just give us a heads up so I can get ready and just put a bra on. The most recent time they had set up a little gift on our front porch. I stayed inside because, well, they showed up unannounced and I was taking a nap. My husband went outside and to thank them, say hello, etc. His mom asked where I was and his mom asked where I was, and when he told her I was napping and not dressed, she told him to tell me to get dressed and to come outside because this gift was for me. So I did. I threw a bra on, got dressed, went outside, thanked them profusely, but I could tell his mom was upset with me. My husband thinks I'm being rude, but I think it's his family that is rude. It's rude to show up unannounced to someone's home, whether you have a gift for them or not. All I'm asking for is a heads up that they are coming. I'm not ungrateful for the random gifts. I think they are nice and his family is very sweet. However, I didn't ask for any of that. I like my space. My husband says he doesn't know how to tell them without sounding ungrateful, but I feel like they're crossing the boundaries here. Am I in the wrong? So it looks like they have a bit of an edit here, so let me go ahead and read that. I wanted to clear up a few things. We see his family outside of these unannounced visits. The visits are the only time we see the blah, blah, blah. The visits are not the only time we see them. I don't keep my husband locked in the house. If they want to have lunch, dinner, whatever, go ahead. When I say, oh my God, people need to learn how to write. When I say get ready, I am meaning not looking like I just woke up. I put my bra on for my own comfort, not just for theirs. If I have guests over, surprise or not like myself to appear in a certain way. I don't appreciate my husband's slander. I don't appreciate the husband.
Meaning, like, there's people in the comments slandering her husband.
Oh, okay. So I don't appreciate the husband's slander. He's a wonderful man and treats me as well. I feel like he felt I feel like he felt he was caught in the middle, not wanting to upset his family and or me. He was also reached out to them about showing up unannounced. I also decided to reach out to my mother-in-law myself and tell her why while I am grateful for the gifts, a heads up would be also appreciated. She told me she wanted to surprise us, but in the future she's planning on informing us before they come. Hopefully the message came through loud and clear. So that was quite the read and quite the illiteracy on my part
And
too.
see, I picked this one because I thought, oh, it's a short read.
That's a short read. Nice. Okay, so I was the reader. I'm gonna go ahead and do the coin flip. And I got heads.
Okay, so I'm
Okay,
defending the family.
you were defending the family and the husband. Well, no, the husband because
Not
he's
the
in the
husband,
middle.
the
Yeah, yeah,
family.
yeah. The family. You're defending the family. I'm defending the poster, which is the wife,
Yeah.
the braless wife. Um, clearly, she's more just about the free the nipple thing because that I think that's what her biggest issue is. You know, she wants to free the nipple, and they don't want to.
Hey, man, you know what? These things,
It's hot. I
they're.
get it. I get it. This summer has been a very hot one. Look. I got no hate for that. Okay, I'm all for it. Anyways, so I got heads. So let me go ahead and start
Ding.
defending. Let me go. Yeah.
I need a bell.
I told you we have one for you. Okay, so here we go. Starting the timer now. All right, so I don't think it's wrong for this woman to want her privacy. She's got I mean, let's be honest. When we're relaxing, if you have a specific day set aside for this is just you to do whatever you want. I don't think having people show up unannounced is wrong to have a problem with because you're just being lazy and she's indecent. Have the courtesy to let somebody know, hey, I'm coming over to the house just so you're aware, so that way in case you are indecent, who knows, maybe her and the hubby are getting a little nicky on the side, going in right now. um so a little heads up, a little warning, letting them know that hey, we're coming over would be nice, because if they happen to walk in, let's say they walk in, right, and
Hmm.
she is indecent, she's not comfortable with herself, she's not going to like having company at that moment. So if they end up staying, it's going to be even more uncomfortable for her, which is eventually going to grow into a bigger problem. That's it.
Okay. This one's a little hard for me because I'm Mexican. And
I don't think race was covered in the topic.
well, this is the thing. When you're Mexican, you don't believe in invites. You kind of just show up. The only time that you need an invite is when it's that family member that you're not that close to. That's the only time that an invite is needed. When it's somebody you are close to, let alone your immediate family, no, you just kind of show up and go. So, for example, your aunt, when we would want to go to her house, you would just tell me, hey, get the kids ready. We're going to go to my aunt's house. My brother, when I feel or if you felt like seeing them, you would just say, get ready. We're going to go to your brother's house. That's just how it is when you're a close knit family. That's how it sounds here. It sounds like they're a close knit family and they probably just wanted to, and they're bringing gifts. Who's going to turn down gifts? Come on. Yeah, I get it. You want some privacy, but if you have been kind of dealing with this for a while, you don't you kind of just say, you know what, this is how they are. I'm just going to deal with it because, like I said.
So basically, sacrifice your happiness so that way everybody else is happy.
So then why should you be the only one to be happy? You're taking away the happiness from his family.
How? She's not saying don't
Because
come
they
over. All she's saying is, hey, I don't want you guys to show up when I'm butt naked here. Can you guys let me know when you guys are on your way?
she is telling them essentially, I see that your guys' language of how you show love to each other is by surprises, but I'm going to take that away from you because I want to feel comfortable.
Okay, then why require her to go outside then? If she's not comfortable with it, if she's indecent, if she's imagine if she had just gotten out of the shower. Why should she need to go outside?
If you buy a gift for someone,
And in answer to what you said about, going over to my family's house and my aunt's house, you're mostly right about that. And the reason why I say mostly is because I at least do send a text or a call like, hey, I let them know. I let them know,
um,
hey, I'm coming over. I don't
excuse
ask.
me.
I don't ask. So you're right about that. You're right about that. That's why I said mostly right. Because I do say, I do at the very least say, I am coming over. That way it covers two topics. One, in case they're indecent. and two, and two, what if they're not home?
Okay, but there has been times where you'll tell me, "Okay, we're going," and you don't call them until we're literally more than halfway there.
Well, my aunt is a bad example because she's got like all of Mexico living there right now. So there really is no room for indecency, or to be indecent because that house has like 15 people living there right now. So that you're that I
Let's be honest, that don't matter to your aunt.
back to topic. So I definitely say no. You have to give some sort of a heads up, especially when you see if it was just their son they were visiting and he lived alone. Okay, then I get it. But the fact
That
that
shouldn't matter.
oh, it should absolutely should.
No, it shouldn't because the same thing, if you're talking privacy, the same thing applies to him, maybe even more so when he's alone
Why more so?
because you don't know if, because at least if you show up unannounced to somebody's house and they're married, you are running that risk that they are busy doing something together.
Hmm.
If someone is single and you walk in on them boning, that is uncomfortable.
Where did this conversation go?
You're
This
the
is
one
this
saying
is
it.
supposed to be about showing up unannounced, and you're talking about conception over here. Anyways, um, no, I still say because what if she's indecent? Why are you forcing this person to hurry up, get ready, do your hair, put a bra on, put your underwear on, brush your teeth? If she
It's
hasn't brushed
not
her
a
teeth,
thing
I don't
of
know.
forcing. It's not a thing of forcing. It's showing consideration to your in laws who went that way, went out of their way. They saw something and thought, you know what? I'm going to get this for her. They
But
have
this
the
is
love
not
for
one
you.
time. This is a case. This is a ongoing. This is an ongoing thing. It's not like this happened one time and that's it. This is an ongoing, repetitive occurrence. So it's not like it's only happening one time and that's it.
I say again that you need to have consideration for your in laws.
I agree, but they should also have consideration for her if she's not comfortable with it. Ultimately, it is her house, right? The old saying goes, "My house, my rules." So
Yeah.
she lives with her husband, clearly. And her husband should be the one to say, hey guys, can you just give us a quick heads up when you guys that are coming over? Because they don't know if they're busy. And if she's just not comfortable with being indecent in front of them,
Okay.
which nobody
You
is.
you said that when we would go to your aunt's house that you would call her and just, "Hey, I'm just letting you know we're on our way."
Yeah, I would say I'm on my way.
We literally not one time ever did that with my brother.
Hmm.
I didn't feel the need to have to call him and be like, "Hey, I'm coming over."
Hmm.
And obviously you didn't either because you never called him when we were on our way.
But I'm talking about for the purpose of this post. This post is she didn't go outside when they showed up unannounced. She just got tired of it. So she just said, you know what? I'm not going out there anymore. And they had to request her to come outside. And it's only for 20 seconds. They're making a quick appearance every single time.
No, she did go outside. But she made it known that when she went out, she made it known that she wasn't happy.
Well, that's what I'm saying. She says she didn't go outside until she was requested to go outside.
Hmm.
for only 20 seconds, right? So, yeah. So there.
You know, if I talked real loud like that, I could make you look like the bad guy too.
Yeah. Exactly.
How
Well,
much time do we have left?
we actually just passed the 10-minute mark.
Okay, so my honest opinion on this,
Hmm.
honestly, I'm in the middle.
Me too. Me too. Go ahead.
I'm in the middle because I meant everything that I said about being part of a Mexican family. You don't call.
Really? I thought you were kidding about being Mexican during the storytelling.
I'm, s- I'm saying when you're Mexican, a phone call just doesn't happen.
I agree.
Look at perfect example is your mom and your aunt. Your mom just goes up and she just shows up. She doesn't call.
Hmm.
It's just a thing that you do with close family
Yeah,
members.
it's a culture thing, I think. In my
Yeah.
opinion, it's definitely a culture thing because I'm telling you, we would show up to people's houses and they were all family and it was like nothing. So I definitely see his side of the family being the way they are because it says here they are a close knit family.
And
And
being an introvert myself, who does suffer from anxiety, I 100% also get her side. It's
hmm
just like your house is your safe place.
yeah, and she wasn't raised this way, right? So
Yeah,
that
definitely not.
that's why I'm kind of split myself on this too because one, she was not raised this way. She was not raised. She's not used to having this type of a close knit family to where they just show up unannounced, and she's entitled to her privacy because this is how she was raised. On the other hand, the husband is. This is how his family and him are. That's nothing wrong with it. It's a close knit family. I have a close knit family myself as well, and we are just like that. There are times I'm not going to say that it doesn't happen, but it definitely does happen when I do show up to family members' houses unannounced, and
Hmm.
we're greeted like, oh, with open doors. I think it's all a matter about how you're raised, but definitely because it is her house, she does definitely deserve the respect of either letting her know or understanding and being okay with her not coming outside for those 20 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, this one was definitely hard.
Yeah. Ding.
Ding.
Well, that's our take on it. Anyways, judges, let us know what you guys think. Hit us up on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, wherever you guys are listening, and let us know what you guys think. Give us a different approach, a different perspective, and give us your thoughts. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the next story here. Baby, go ahead, take it away for us.
Am I in the wrong for spending more on my wedding than my best friend's husband? Wait, hold on, what? Am
See, at least I was halfway through the last read.
I
You can't even get past the first sentence. That's that's not even the first sentence, actually. That's just a title.
hold on, wait.
That's just a title,
Hold
so
on,
you
hold on.
have no right to make fun of me. And you know what? And the first story, you didn't even get to the first word before you stumbled, okay? So you are nobody to talk.
Okay.
Come on, go for it.
Am I in the wrong for
Yes, you are.
spending more? You know what? Just okay. Am I in the wrong for spending more on my wedding than my best friend's husband makes in a year?
Ooh, baller.
Okay, let me do this. For context, I, a 24 female, and my best friend, 25 female, have been best friends since we were two. Now, after high school, I decided that I wanted to go and start my own business. So I got a degree in business management while having a small business on the side. After I finished my degree, I wait, what? After I finished, okay. After I finished my degree, my business, I put all of my time, effort, and savings into growing it, which ended up being a very financially rewarding decision for me, as now I own a very successful business. I met my fiance, 32 male, 4 years ago, and we got engaged last year, but decided to have a long engagement because I wanted to lose some weight, which he said I didn't need to, but was completely supportive of it. My fiance is an orthopedic surgeon, so we're more than well off, especially as we have no plans to have children. Now, after high school, my best friend was doing a degree in chemistry, but dropped out after 2 years when she became pregnant. I was there helping her out emotionally and financially throughout the whole time of her pregnancy, as she decided she didn't want to work through her pregnancy and wanted to become a stay at home mom, which I totally supported. However, her husband works a 9 to 5 job in an office which pays enough for them to get by, but not enough to live in luxury. Because of this, me and my fiance try to help them out the best we can and always let them borrow money when they need it. We help them with the down payment on their house. However, now that we've started planning our wedding properly, we've got a beautiful venue, an open bar, live music, a 3 course meal. I've got the perfect dress. We're paying for all of the bridesmaid dresses and groomsmen suits. And we've got beautiful little gift hampers for each of the guests to take home. And overall, we went all out because we can only have this day once. Now, when I was talking to my best friend about this, who is also my maid of honor, she she brought up she brought up possibly having the same venue for her wedding, which I thought was lovely, but I didn't know if they would be able to afford it. I didn't say that though. So it was extra awkward when she asked about the price. So I told her it was around $32,000, and she went ballistic, asking how much my whole wedding costs. I really didn't want to tell her, but she ended up getting it out of me, and she went crazy. By the way, my whole wedding amounted up to $72,000.
That's a pretty penny.
Yeah, which then sent her on a tangent of saying we're so irresponsible spending that much money on one day, that her husband only earns $60,000 a year to support the three of them. And if she knew we had that much money to just throw around, she would have asked us for more when they were struggling financially earlier this year. She finished with saying that I'm a horrible friend for not helping her out more, and that she was outraged that we thought it was okay to spend more money on one day than her family gets to live off of in a year. I don't think I'm in the wrong, but she's sending messages about how inconsiderate I am. So maybe I did go overboard and spend so much. So am I in the wrong?
All right, so that was quite the read. Definitely quite the read, and that's pretty touchy. So, I mean, we got to defend it, whatever we're
Yep.
assigned to. So,
Mhm.
flipping the coin now, and you miss got tails. So you're defending the friend. Here's what I got to say to that.
Damn.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay, so 10 minutes starting the clock right now. Take it away.
All right.
Oh, you try
When
to prep
you
for yourself? Giving yourself a little pep talk or a pep
I
cough?
am. I am. Okay. So when you have a best friend, you know that they have your back. You know, like there's even that Kevin Hart special where he does stand up. He says, "If you're my best friend, I expect you to lie for me." He says, "My stuff is your stuff and your stuff is my stuff." When you are best friends, you expect to be there for each other
That's not
no
how he
matter
put.
what.
That's not how he put it, but
Hey, we're not cursing in this podcast.
uh-huh.
So I'm trying
I'm just
to.
trying to separate. I'm trying to separate the difference between uh, y- uh, anything that goes on as a friend versus financials
Hey
or.
man, I don't interrupt you in your little
You're right. You're
defense.
right. But still, I had to make that separation because those are
And the
two
reason
totally
why
different
no,
things.
it's not because he says
I will mute myself. I will mute myself. Go for it.
your drama is my drama and my drama is your drama. That's what he's saying. And that is how it correlates to the story. You have your best friend is struggling financially and has a kid. So, and I'm assuming that they've been best friends since they were 2 years old. I'm assuming that the poster is the baby's aunt. I've known I've known my best friend since, gosh, I don't even, for a long time. And now her her son is best friends with our son. So the same way that I know she's always there for me, we will always be there for her. That's how best friends work. If the poster knew that they were struggling with money and that she knew that they were struggling and just living paycheck to paycheck with a kid, she probably could have helped them out more than she was. Because she even said somewhere right here that they had no problem lending them money, which is good. But if she knew that they were struggling, let's say the friend asked her, "Hey, you know what? I can't make bills this month. I'm $100 short." Okay, the best friend could have given her the poster could have given her maybe $200. That way $100 goes to the bills and $100 goes to them for groceries, for the baby, for something, knowing that they need it more than she does. And that's all that I've got right now, so I need you to take over.
Okay, in answer to your question about what she should have done or should not have done, let me start off by saying your success is that your success. Nobody, and I say this, nobody is entitled to your success other than you and whoever you choose to share it with. Because she made the choice, right? The best friend made the choice of being a stay-at-home mom. Nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. While the poster chose to pursue a self-employed career. Again, absolutely nothing wrong with that. Those are two different choices that each one made. Now, along with the decision that each one made comes consequences, right?
Right.
The consequence from the best friend being, well, they don't have enough money to really live a lavish lifestyle. And the consequence of the poster is going to be that the amount of time she probably had during those few years was probably not enough either, because she had to put in a significant amount of time to build her business up. So every action comes with a consequence, whether it be a good one, a bad one, doesn't matter. But ultimately, the fact of the matter is that our poster put in a lot of time and effort and energy into building herself up, while the best friend chose to put her time and energy into the child. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with either one of those two decisions. But ultimately, it is your decision. And what you end up with is a reflection of the decision that you made, right? It's the action that you took. So why does a best friend feel entitled to the poster's money when she's not the one who had all those sleepless nights working on the business, who had to put in the stress to learn the whatever approach she had to take to learn the business to build it up to what it is? Why does she now feel that she's entitled to it just because she knows her?
It's not a thing of being entitled to it. It's a thing that you expect your best friend to have your back.
To have your back, yes. You're walking down the street, somebody picks on you, your best friend's gonna jump in. You find yourself in a situation financially, they're gonna help you out. But that's not what the situation is talking about here. She
I have
said,
known you. I have known you since I was 15 years old, and I've known you since you were 16 years old. Your best friend, if he were to call you
wait,
up right now,
you've known me since I was 16 and you've known me since I was 15? I don't get that.
no, 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 no. I said I've known you since I was 15,
Oh, okay.
and I've known you since you were 16.
Okay.
So if your best friend called you up right now and said, "Bro, I can't make rent. I need $200." I know you. You would give him more than the $200. You would tell me, "You know what, babe? My best friend can't make rent this month. I'm letting you know that I'm going to give him the rent money and I'm going to give him a little extra just so he can get himself some groceries or maybe go buy himself some food. Is that okay with you?" I know you. I
Hmm.
know 100% you would do that because that's what best friends do.
Correct. That is what best friends do. But the problem is not that. The problem is the friend thought she was entitled to it because she clearly said, I should have asked for more. Well, yeah, you should have. That's on you. If you would have said, hey, this is kind of what I need. Is there any way you can help me out? I guarantee you the poster would have said, yes, I will give this to you. Because she says that they built up quite the savings and they were going to spend a lot more on the wedding, but decided not to. Now, if is it really our poster's fault that the friend that she has no entitlement to this money to say, I should have asked for more and it's your fault, I suffered because of you? No, you suffered because of the decisions you made. You knew you couldn't afford the lifestyle you have. You knew what your husband makes, and you're choosing to live outside that lifestyle, outside that spectrum of pay. That's your decision, not the poster's. So you are not entitled to her funds. You are not entitled to her hard work, the payment of her hard work. Right? She's enjoying the fruits of her labor. That's her labor. So why does a friend feel now that she's entitled to those funds equally when she's not the one who put in the work? She made the decision of being a stay-at-home mom. Again, I applaud that. And the poster made the decision of being a hardworking individual. Again, I applaud that as well. But you got to learn to live with the consequences of the decisions you made.
You done?
Yes.
Again, it's not a thing of it's a the unspoken code.
Hmm.
If the poster knew she was struggling, she should have just given her extra. When you are okay, 'cause I'm a stay-at-home mom.
Hmm.
I, I'm it is one of the hardest things I have ever done. I mean, you have to take care of your home. You have to make sure everything is running smoothly. You're cooking, you're cleaning, and taking care of your kids. It's a very stressful thing to do. Plus, on top of that, adding that you're struggling financially, that's a lot of weight on you. And I guarantee that she was venting to the poster about all this. So to her, she probably was like, okay, you know that we have the expenses of the baby. You know that we have our expenses of rent and bills and groceries, everything that we have, gas for the car, all of this. Plus, you know that we're struggling. And you still went and spent this money on the wedding, which is only going to be for one day.
But what gives her the right to tell her how to spend her money?
She's saying that she was inconsiderate on how she spent it.
It's her money. If I have $100, I'm going to spend it however I want because it's my money.
Yes, but if the poster has been there from the beginning and has been helping her, the friend is like, okay, you know this, and this is not like just some person, some random person, or it's just some acquaintance, just some regular friend. You're my best friend.
But if
You
she wanted
know.
more money, she should have just asked. The poster would have given it to her. It's not a matter. See, the thing is that she's bringing up in this argument about the fact that she should have asked for more money and it's her fault. No, it's your fault. This is what you asked for. The poster just said, okay, this is how much you need. Okay, here you go, and lovingly, might I add, he gave it to her because she didn't have to. She didn't have to help him out at all if she didn't want to, because that's her success, not theirs. So she lovingly helped a friend out and said, here you go. And now the friend's mad because she didn't give her more? This is a perfect case of I offer you a hand and you ask for the leg instead. This is yeah, I see no comparison here because now she's feeling entitled to her friend's or the poster's success. And that
it's
is not the case by any means.
it's not a thing of feeling entitled to their success. It's a thing of you know I'm struggling. You could have thrown me a little bit extra.
Okay, then why didn't you ask for it? If you knew that's what you needed, I would have given it to you.
How are we doing on time? Hey, you got to give me credit.
we actually at 11 minutes right now.
Okay.
So I did let it go a little further because we were both coming up with some decent arguments. So I let the time go a little beyond what it should have, but it was with good. It came out pretty good actually.
My honest opinion is the friend is in the wrong. She
Absolutely,
has
that's my
yeah,
honest
she
opinion
has
too.
she's got no entitlement to that money. I would say from the for the poster though, I mean, like I said, if your best friend, my best friend, if they were to come up to us and say, I need $10, we're giving them 50
Hmm.
because that's what we do.
Yes, but it feels like we're gonna go back in circles again. Um, But I agree with you 100% up until the part where you said, uh, it, I would give you 50. Okay, yes, I would give you 50, but that doesn't mean that you should expect the 50, right? You asked for 20 or
Right,
you asked for
right.
10. If I choose to give you 50, that's at my discretion. Be thankful that you're getting the 10 to begin with, right?
Yeah,
Because you're not
yeah,
entitled to that either. Be thankful. Be thankful and grateful that they're even helping you at all.
yeah,
But taking it a step further of now holding it against them for not helping you out more, no, it is not the poster's responsibility to help out.
right.
And that's my honest opinion. Could she have helped her with a little bit more? She could have. Does she have to? Absolutely not.
And you
Absolutely
know
not.
what? And I always say this like to you. I I I think I'm like a horrible woman because like I am so the opposite of what the stereotypical woman is.
Hmm.
But like $72,000 on a wedding sounds like, oh my gosh, that sounds like such a glorious wedding to me. I'm like, oh my gosh, $72,000. Like
That's a lot of video games.
that's a lot of video games. That's a lot of food. That's
That's a lot of Uber Eats.
do you know how much In and Out I can buy with that?
For real.
I mean, you know what? The only thing I will splurge on, and I said this when you and me were planning our wedding. I've given this to the advice to everybody who has asked me for help with their wedding. You're only going to wear the dress for that day.
Hmm.
The guy rents the tux and it's given back.
Hmm.
The food is just eaten that one day. The venue is not yours. The gifts either like everything that you spend money on.
You end up with like 50 toasters.
Everything that you spend your money on, majority of them you end up giving up or you're not going to use ever again.
Hmm.
The one thing that you keep from your
I
wedding,
want to take a guess. I'm gonna take a guess here. You're gonna say photographer.
yes, that is the only thing you walk away with from your wedding. So that I will say, okay, whatever amount she spent on her photographer, her videographer, okay, yeah, I'm not going to say anything on that because that is the only thing you have to capture your memories. But everything else, no, $72,000 is not. No, 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 no.
But again, still, it goes back to the French should not have expected that money.
No, yeah, you're right. And honestly, she had no right to say anything as far as how her best friend spends her money. That's her money.
Exactly. So for the most part, we see eye to eye, with the exception of the whole giving a little bit extra. Like I said, me personally, I would give a little extra, but it is wrong for the friend to expect it.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we do see eye to eye on it then. Perfect.
Yeah, I was thinking, what do we not see eye to eye on?
Because I thought you were saying it was right for the friend to expect that extra.
No, 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 no. Definitely not.
Okay.
And that's the thing with that you and I lucked out on that both of our best friends would not expect that.
Yeah, true. Very true. Well, everybody, that's going to be a wrap for today. Let us know what you guys' thoughts and arguments are. Who do you think is in the wrong with all of these different scenarios? And don't forget to write to us on either YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and all social medias ever. So let us know your thoughts on who won and give us different perspectives and see different sides. Maybe we missed something. Maybe you have a different point of view that you'd like to share that would actually bring a good case to one of the sides, and let us know. So, and if there's a story you would like us to read or even feature a story that happened to you or a situation that you're currently familiar with, please email it to ohsojudgy@gmail.com. And don't worry, we'll keep the names and scenarios discreet. Until next time, judges, have a good one.